Yo, guys, you are gonna want to hear this, all right? We're about to get 100% out of our comfort zone, all right? We got a tech tip that you need to hear. It has to do with new cars, some illegal activity, crooked dealerships, and how they're scamming you, making money off of you, and who knows what else. Here's your Tuesday morning tech tip from Pugliese Speed Shop. All right, so usually our Tuesday morning tech tips are me telling you guys about whatever project we're working on, what I screwed up during the weekend or week or whatever, and what we learned from it. Well, guys, this is a little different, all right? We learned some things, but it had nothing to do with what I did over the weekend, all right? It had to do with a conversation I had with my buddy Jeff. Jeff, by the way, over at Sagebrush Shooting. Go ahead and put a little thing up here. Check him out. Dude's awesome. Fellow retired Navy chief and all around cool guy. All right? Known him for, I don't know, 100 years or so. He hits me up and he sends me this picture right here. He says, yo, does this look like one of those GPS trackers they're putting in people's cars? And I said, what? You guys see what I mess with, right? I mean, I didn't heard nothing of this, right? Just more of a new car guy. He had a Hellcat for a while, some Porsches.
Hey, let's push up.
Now he's got a Dodge Ram, and that's where he found us, in his 24 Dodge Ram. I think he had a truck about a year and a half, and never really thought anything of it, and then he heard something of it. So he goes outside, and he checks his truck, and he's like, well, this is clearly daisy chained in. This doesn't look right. And proceeds to look a little further, dives in the internet a little bit, comes across a video that I'll link in this description because this is where I found some information out and got me interested in this whole thing. Because I say it all the time. I've been saying it, guys, for years, and I sound like the crazy guy, right? The conspiracy theorist or something. My buddies they all love new stuff. I have some new stuff as well. And I said, well, you guys go ahead and keep buying all this new stuff because you know what? When they go ahead and flip the switch and they want to shut your stuff off or whatever, I'll make it to work that day, guys. It's not going to be a problem. And some of it I say jokingly, whatever. But now, after hearing this stuff and reading up on this stuff, guys, I may not have been that far off. So, before we go any further, we're going to head up to the house and look at the two newer vehicles that we do have and make sure we are not being tracked. All right, so like I had mentioned, Toyota kind of is unfortunately the ones that are known for this. And here we got Megan's, I don't think I've shown this on the channel before, but 2025 Toyota Crown, which we traded in the Camry for it back, when the heck was it? Thanksgiving time frame? Yeah. She loves this thing. Got the windows tinted. She's that's the only thing you have to do to this thing because we've had everything else. But we're going to check this thing because Jeff was telling me, hey, you want to check this out, dude. So let's go. Where's the OBD2 at? Right there. Yep, and it's white. So that's what Toyota's got. There's her white. That's the easiest way to tell that. So she's all good, so we know nobody's tracking Megan. I feel good about that. You know, not that I'm a conspiracy theorist guy, but you don't want people following you around. You never know what you're going to get into. I also have a Toyota. You guys have seen this a million times on the channel. About to see it again because we got more stuff to do. 2019 Tundra. Let's see what we got here, guys. What do you think? It's 20. So this thing right here has always kind of been off. And when he told me about this, I kind of wondered, is that what's going on here? Where is it? There it is. Nope, she's white too. So, I mean, I guess they could get smart And daisy chain, no, that's factory stuff. Yeah. I mean, now that the gig is up, right? Jig is up. Whatever they say. You know, if I was a guy, I would start putting white ones on there too so people can't tell as easy. But I think we're good here. Let's go down to the shop and talk about what we did find. All right, before you guys say, Chaz, you're crazy, you didn't find nothing in your vehicle, so why are you making this video? Well, just because it didn't happen to me, don't mean it ain't happening. And you hear about these things, right? You know, the news and whatnot, or, I mean, maybe not the news. I don't know. I don't really watch the news, I'll be honest with you. But you hear these things, and everybody thinks these people are crazy, right? I'm like, whatever, dude, stop, all right? With the conspiracy theorist crap, I don't want to hear it. Well, when somebody I know very well and I trust sends me this picture of their truck, like, hey, dude, you heard about this? And I'm like, no. Now, he's out in California, right? He's up there in China Lake, the high desert. So I'm like, I got to throw him a little, you know. I'm like, bro, that sounds like some California stuff. He's like, nah, man, it's everywhere. So you're crazy. So he sends me the video. And I tell you guys, go watch this video if you don't believe it. It all kind of, the way this guy found it out was he was a tuner. He had like a new Corolla, you know, little sporty thing they got. People that were having those things tuned, they were having a hard time tuning them because it was going through this GPS tracker, throwing the tune off. He heard something about it, this guy, from some famous tuner, which you guys see I have junk, so I don't know this guy. But, and then he went and looked at his own vehicle and noticed some things were off, like kind of how I showed you on the Tundra, how my little panel, every now and then I get in that panel, it's kicked over, I got to put it back. And luckily we're good. But he said his OBD2 port was loose. So he just tightened it up and thought, you know, it's whatever, defect, no big deal. So later on, he goes and looks at it, and turns out that it's not. He's got one in his. And everybody assumed he was in California, too. He said that in the video. He was in Texas. And you guys that know anything about the U.S., Texas is like free range. That kind of stuff shouldn't happen. Well, it's happening, right? The reason why is crazy, because some people are like, okay, well, there are some reasons. So dealerships will put them in their vehicles, right, when they got it on the lot. And, you know, so test drives, if the employees are out beating on the vehicles, something like that, they can track that stuff. Well, when it goes through, what is it, the final PDI, I think it's called, yeah, they're supposed to take that stuff out if they have it in for their own. Well, the bank owns the vehicle, if you know how dealerships work. So that's fine. They can have that in there. They're responsible for that. But man, unless you sign something, and some people do, right? Like if you have my Road Glide, I have a GPS tracker on it. Now it's for me, so I can see where the bike's at. If it disappears, I get an insurance break, that kind of stuff. I signed a lot of paperwork. I paid a monthly fee for it, I believe, or a yearly fee, or whatever. So I was aware of it. Jeff was not aware of his. And it wasn't just, it's not just Jeff, because this other video, he was unaware of it as well. He went as far as getting a lawyer. Well, first confronting the dealership, or maybe he got a lawyer first. Either way, you can see it on his channel. He's got a bunch of stuff. I'm waiting for the final. This was like 9-10 months ago. This happened to him, maybe a little longer than that. I haven't seen this is what happened yet, but I am looking forward to seeing. But you guys know how this lawyer stuff, it takes forever, right? In the meantime, protect yourself, all right? Because they're using it for other things. That's the innocent reason for it, right? Like they're watching out for their investment. Totally get it. Well, in that guy's case, he was there when the car came off the truck. Same as we were when we bought Megan's Crown. Like we were there, they just delivered it as we were standing there. We didn't even know we wanted it. It wasn't like we ordered it like that, but it was, the wheels were still wrapped in plastic when it sat there. So if that would have had one on it, I would have had a problem with that, because then the dealership would have had to put that on after we purchased it when it went through PDI and all that. Luckily, that's not the case. I thought I could trust my dealer, and it seems like I can. They're pretty good people over there, so I'm not so concerned about that. The Tundra I bought 6 years ago, but this is the thing. It's been going on for years, so I said, well, it could be there as well. And luckily it's not, so again, I can trust my dealer as much as you want to trust a dealer. But there's a bunch of different reasons. It's not that, like I said, that's the innocent one. Well, then there's also like buy here, pay here's and stuff like that. You're not buying a 2025 anything from a buy here, pay here. You're just not going to do it. That's for people with, not so great credit. They finance it at that place. They pay an astronomical rate. And usually it's like a weekly or bi-weekly thing. You miss one payment, they pop the car. So that makes sense for that, but that wouldn't be in a brand new car. Same Jeff or a brand new Dodge Ram, right? That's not how that works. So, but that makes sense, right? So maybe if you have, even if not even a buy here, pay here, let's say you have less than perfect credit, to keep it politically correct, right? I could see a bank wanting to have that. Now, if they're going to do that, they need to disclose that to you. And apparently that's not happening. I mentioned some of the other vehicles that Jeff has owned over the years. Poor credit is not an issue with this man, so that don't add up either. Another reason I got him is the insurance companies. They're selling this information, guys, and that's how I say that they're making money off you. Yes, the dealership's obviously making money off you. You bought a freaking car from them. But they're making more money off of you by they're selling this information to the insurance companies. Now, are they selling where you're at? No. In some cases, they're selling how you drive. I know this is a thing I've seen. I know there's apps on this. The insurance company will do. You can get a break. You can do this, do that. If you guys ever rode with me, I'm probably not getting a break if they see how I actually drive these things. And I've ridden with Jeff. He's probably not either. Like I said, I mentioned some of the vehicles. So that's not, and I'm sure somebody's watching this video. Well, you shouldn't be driving like that. Stop. Just stop, because it's my car. Right? And the road, but we're not going to go down that road right now because it's not important. But just stop. All right. So what's the other thing? There's that. Insurance companies, and I mean all sorts of other things. Like, I hope they're not selling it to people of the less desirables. Maybe you have something kind of exotic and they want to follow you around, and like I said, Jeff had a Hellcat for a while, which, by the way, is the most stolen car in America. Is that why? Are they tracking those things and pulling some Gone in 60 Seconds stuff or something? I don't know. Obviously, I'm jumping to conclusions, but I also didn't think that people were being tracked. It's ridiculous. It's illegal. And, guys, this is America, right? I mean, so there might be some truth to my prior, call it what you want, paranoia. I don't think that's the right word because I'm not crazy about it. But I don't think they need to be following us. I don't think they need to be watching us. I don't think there's some things that are private, guys. I get it, man. We got a camera on every street corner, every cell phone, everything. But you shouldn't be getting tracked, guys. So Toyotas are, I looked it up, and that's actually the ones they're finding most of these on. I don't know why. But Jeff ain't got a Toyota. So who knows? Watch out for yourselves, guys. Go out there and check your stuff, man. It's like I said, the new Toyota should have a white OBD2 sensor plug. Port is the proper term, I believe. If it don't, trace the wire, man. Ain't nobody gonna look out for you like you're gonna look out for you. So if you don't believe me, like I said, I'm gonna link that other video in the description. Go check his stuff out. He shows you him taking it out. I'm gonna throw you through a little. As I was talking, the kid should have been doing like he always does, with the different things that I found as what they'll. I don't know why I'm doing this, but anyway, reasons they do this, because I might have missed one or two, right? But I hit the big ones, I think. And I mean, Jess was 2024, guys. He bought this truck, and he just found it now. Like, no kidding, a week ago, and like, in May of 2025, he found it. I think he said he bought it in November. No, that can't. He bought it in 2024. Whatever. He's had it about a year and a half. Just last month, he found this thing, and he's an electrician by trade on the, backbone of naval aviation, the F-18 Hornet. So he knows a couple things about a couple things. He pulled this thing apart. It was still transmitting. Even though, if you look at it, well, now he's probably putting the pictures up. But it was in Victorville, California. That's where he bought the truck. And there's the town on there. You see the light is still on. It was still transmitting. Even though it said it was expired, I believe in 2024 is what it said. I'm not looking at the picture. 2024, it was already expired or whatever they call it. But it was still transmitting. Why? He's on the truck for how long? So, it's happening. They're doing it. Look out for yourself. Speaking of looking out for things, you look out for my boy Jeff, all right? He's looking out for us by sending me this information, all the pictures, and he did a lot of this research, guys. So, do him a solid. Shoot over to Sagebrush Shooting. Give him a subscribe. Check out what he's got going over there. Guys, this dude has more knowledge about 2A stuff and all that kind of stuff that I don't really know a whole lot about. I know what they taught me in the military, and I was in the Navy, so it's minimal, right? But check him out. He's got some awesome stuff going on there, awesome content. We're going to link him down in the description as well. So I believe he's at 80 subs. Let's get him over 100, like for real, like right now. Thanks for watching, guys.